I just show you guys a real quick tactic on making sure that you can go and have more space in your home, or let's say in terms of your hostel or motel or hotel where you're living. So if you have a nice beautiful drawer, I want you to put your clothing in the drawer. In a sense, so isn't that simple? Because I can show you physically as well how I do it, but also you can speak the language. So if you want to explain something in ideas or physically, I realize what you do is say it spiritually in a way that you just show the people the words. Because I can grab my nice beautiful clothing, I can grab my nice beautiful clothing right now and put in the drawer right now. But what you need to see is understand that's physical work. But if I just say grab your clothes and put in the drawer, you understand? Isn't that simple? I never have to do the physical work anymore. I understand also that what's important is make sure that when you have a trolley, make sure you never put food and drink all over the trolley, but put it in a bag. In a sense, so put it in a bag, and it's very important for you to understand that. So what else you have to understand every single day is focus on understanding that if you want to do a video showing people how it's done, also understand to just talk over the video while the video is watching something else other than you. But make sure you're speaking over the video as well, like this. I'll show you guys very quickly. I just opened my drawer, understand? And guess what? Here we go. You see? Boom. I just made some more space around here. Guess what? Sometimes I'll go and place a nice beautiful cutlery there so that I can go and wash it, for example. I make sure I do that. Or, for example, I have tofu in this nice beautiful, let's say I have tofu, which is a food, and I have it in my nice beautiful bowl, and I open it and I see it's about to rot. So if I see anything that's about to rot, for example, I realize it's starting to show me those colors, but it's never quite there yet, but it's starting to, and I just throw it away straight away. I never throw it in this bin. I never throw it in this bin because I'm going to sleep over here. I realize I throw it in the bin, I get the bin, I tie it up, and I throw it right next to the door, because I have a cleaner that comes here every single morning and let it stink out the corridor, but never stink up your rooms. So I have fresh air over here, which never smells like food and drink. So if you throw food and drink that's rotting in your bedroom, it's going to smell like that. So if you never want to attract cockroaches and all that, then tie up the bag and throw it somewhere else. So that's the nice beautiful definition here. But what's very important is get yourself one of these ones, which is the prune juice. The prune juice, it's 5 stars, and go and check out this one as well. So this is the Healthy Greens, and this is a pure blend. So it's a V8 one, and the V8 one has apple and yellow carrots, and has spinach and kale all together, and it's a green drink. And I gave $3 to get it. But what I do now is I make sure I'm always either recording with my nice beautiful arms like this, or with my selfie stick as well. So I can use my selfie stick, but then I have to go into my bag and get it. I have to get my bag, I have to put the selfie stick on, for example. And what I can do is I can see that now it's on my selfie stick really quickly, but I start the video really quickly. And then I say, hey, just watch me while I get my selfie stick, and while I put watch me while I put my video on the actual selfie stick while you're watching me. So now it's on the selfie stick. But if you want to explain something, explain it with spiritual aspects, which is communicational skills. So I understand that when I'm looking at my nice beautiful stuff here, I want to be able to teach you something really quickly about myself. I make sure you understand I have toilet paper always. I go here in the hostels or motels or hotels, I just grab one toilet paper and I put it in my bag. I just bring it with me. So if I approach it every single day, I rent once a day. So I'm at the nice beautiful Nomads, Brisbane, over here in the Brisbane city, and you have to understand here, I understand either way, that wherever I am, you must understand that what's important, I rent one day at a time. So I go to new hotels and new hostels and new motels, and I check it out. I want to see new faces, I want to see new places to live, I want to see new bedrooms, I want to see new showers. Every single day I have new showers. I'm always showering in a new shower. I'm in a new shower door, or I'm always in a new bedroom, I'm always in a new area, I'm always in a new, whatever it is. I'm always around something new. I'm always doing something new today. So that's the best way of life. And then understand to grab yourself a toilet paper. So for example, this door over here, the Nomads in Brisbane, is very important for you to understand that if you understand how to open a door, what is going on today is understand that people have a technology that's really understanding that you guys must understand this. I realize that since I'm understanding every single day where I am, I understand that there is no need to be afraid about anything. But I understand that some phones have a Goki key. And now I just bring my phone, I just bring this, and I'll go to the toilet with my phone. But I bring a phone with me minimally, I bring just the phone with me with I. So I first over the phone, but I bring I and the phone. And now I just tap the phone onto the door and the door will open. Do you understand? So make sure you understand that that kind of technology is happening today. And it's really Goki key or any type of electronic doors. So they have electronic keys, for example, as well. So you just bring a key and go to the toilet, but bring your phone anyway. Because why do I bring my phone to the toilet? I write stuff down. I have to write something down. Anywhere that I go, I have to carry a phone with me so that I can do a video, and so that I can do audios, and so that I can do writing. And that's it. And so that I can upload content. And so I can go on the internet, or listen to music. Or talk to somebody, for example, or call somebody as well. So no matter what, always bring your phone with you. But never be so attaching to the phone that you love the phone more than your word I. I love my word I more than the phone, always. So understand, if somebody tries to kill me over a phone, I'll give them the phone so I can live. If somebody's trying to steal your technology today, give it to them, because if they're shining a gun at your head to take away all of your possessions, give them the possessions, because you can live life like that. Never ever put your life at risk for a freaking phone or for a portable speaker. Who cares how much it is? Your life and your heart is much more worth than these phones and this world. So make sure you understand that. Otherwise, what else can I teach you? Understand every single time that before I actually go somewhere, I make sure that my bed is nice and clean. I go and I really do this, for example, and I make sure that my nice and beautiful bed is going to have a nice beautiful time to look great. So I'm making sure I'm always looking great in the process, because sometimes a cleaner may come into the room and they see everything nice and clean because it's I. But I understand that other people may chuck clothes all the way everywhere and make a real mess, for example. So I never want to be that individual who makes a real mess in the world where it looks embarrassing. So I make sure to nicely fold my blankets and my sheets and put the pillow under or on top of the blanket, and I just relax. I also understand either way, I place my nice and beautiful fan on number 1 max. Number 1 max, because my skin can get really cold. Real fast. So if it's 40 degrees, I'm pretty sure that's on just number 1, but it's blowing on me at number 1. So I can do that. But if you're around somebody, I realize if you're around somebody who's sleeping and they're putting the air conditioner on for 8 hours on the night, either understand that you just move away from that place or go somewhere else, and it's the best decision to understand to turn it off if you need to. But guess what? Just realize this, that other people never have your kind heart and interest. They rather you get sick so that they can cool down. So what you need to do is never find yourself sleeping with other people, because straight away, when you have a video that you're talking about, and you're talking in the video like this, they start playing music right next to you, man. They have no respect for your video. They'll start playing and putting music or the television, and some other people are going to be talking over you, and they're going to talk over you, and they're going to call somebody while you're doing this video, or they're going to put on the air condition, or they're going to make some type of music sounds over there while you're recording your video. So what can you do? Go somewhere else and do your videos. Pause the video so you never have to be around those people in the first place. Make sure you understand that if it's getting cold for you because somebody else has done that, guess what? Remove yourself from the situation as fast as possible and never start blaming them for anything. If there's a problem that arises because of other people, remove yourself from those people, and that's it. I promise you, if somebody starts placing the air condition, right away, somebody starts placing the air condition for 12 hours when it's 15 degrees outside, and they put air condition at 20 degrees to blow for 12 hours in the room, and it's like a freezer in the room. Guess what I do? I understand if my skin's cold because of that, I go to a reception, I say, I want to give you some extra money to get a single room, for example. I want to go into a single room over here. I want to go somewhere else. I want you to change my room to somewhere else, and that's it. I want you to put me somewhere else because this man is placing air conditioning on for 50 hours. You understand? I mean, it can be a man or a woman, but understand either way that what you do is realize that if somebody tells you, hey, take off your YouTube video because you said something about my country, I mean, guess what? I mean, tell them like this, I never do what you want me to do. I mean, never ever do what other people want you to do. I mean, it's that simple. I mean, who cares if they want to kill you or whatever? I mean, never do it because of them. I mean, do it because of you. I mean, that individual's telling me to take off my videos. I never ever take off my videos, regardless of him. I mean, if you're telling me to take off all my 800 videos on YouTube, I mean, you're out of your mind, mate. I never do it for you. I mean, I'd rather my beautiful videos be online. I'd rather it be on YouTube, unless you can convince me otherwise. I mean, you understand? I mean, unless you can convince me in some kind of manner that it's much better to put my content somewhere else. I mean, you understand? But guess what? I'm probably shall never ever take it off YouTube, regardless of your money. I mean, what else can you do for me? I never ever will take off all my YouTube videos because I never want to waste time. I mean, you understand? I did invest many of my hours uploading that content online. I never ever want to go back on that. I understand? So make sure you understand every single day that what you want to do is realize that if you're sleeping here and there's an elevator over there and it's always opening and closing and it wakes you up, I mean, go and tell people at the reception and say, move me somewhere else, please. Because go into a nicer area where it's less loud and more sound, or less more silence is what you need. So find yourself in areas of life where it's more silent, is what I'm saying. So if you understand that, Arosha, that's all I have for you right now. I understand either way. I have 9 portable devices over here where I have to charge them. And I have a nice beautiful 6 socket where I can plug in 6 adapters and chargers and whatever to charge all my technology. I mean, you understand? So right now I'm charging 10 technologies. I mean, you understand? So no matter what, it's all got to do with my business, or else it all has to do with my business. But if you're creating melodies with FL Studio and all of that, I realize that the only way that you have to understand, I'm a life coach, I talk about everything, but if you want to create a melody, then you have to understand the melody itself, or else you have to understand the track, and does it relate with the word I? I mean, do you understand? Because when I look at my nice beautiful music, I look to see, does it relate with the word I? Because what am I looking to see over here? I'm looking to see how simple is it? I mean, how simple is the track itself? I mean, is it too much going on? Or is it just perfect in a way that you can hear everything, but it's never so much going on, but it's just enough for you to say I? I mean, understand, but sometimes it's so loud and there's so much going on in the track that, I mean, what am I listening to in the track, man? I mean, this one's flying over here. I mean, this is flying over here. I mean, this is coming from the middle. I mean, this is coming from the left side speakers. I mean, this one's coming here. I mean, this is coming here. I mean, what are you listening to? I mean, understand? So what is it about that track that you have to do? So sometimes you have to understand that what's important is automated. Or else if you automate your music tracks, and now suddenly this sound is going to go away, but this one's going to come in. Now I can understand that. But if they're all playing at the same time, or else if 10 sounds are playing at the same time, I mean, what am I listening to, man? When it's all playing at the same time, I mean, never do that. I mean, what you do though, is understand this. I mean, let 2-3 sounds play at the same time, while that fades away and play another 2-3 sounds. I mean, do you understand? I mean, as the 4 and 5, 6 sounds come into play, or as the 2 and 4 sounds are going to go away, but the 5 and 6 ones are coming up and down in a way that it's going to go away. I mean, understand? But then we're hearing the actual 7 and 8 sounds now. But it makes sense, because we can hear the nice beautiful vibrations going. So make sure you understand that at least 3 tones, you can hear it. I mean, you can hear 3 tones of sounds with a kick and a hat and percussion. I mean, stick to that basis. I mean, anything more than 3 sounds playing in synths, or shoots, what? I mean, what's happening over here, man? I mean, there's too much going on. I mean, so what do you need to do? Or else you have to go automate it. I mean, you have to automate. I mean, or else how do you automate something? I mean, when somebody's going and play, or else when they're driving a plane, I mean, they have to automate the plane sometimes because they want to go to the toilet. So the plane is going to go on its own. Understand? Because it's automatic. Understand? So the automation clip is going to go like this because the sound is going to go away, but then it's going to come back up. And that's how you realize this, that when you're making a music track, I mean, make the full arrangement and let the sounds play. I mean, let it play fully. I'm like, what is going on in this track? I mean, there's so much going on. I mean, it sounds like crap. I mean, understand? But guess what? Or else now, let me take away 3-4 sounds from it. I mean, now it's going to sound great. I understand, but why do I have to eliminate from the track altogether? I mean, why not just automate it in and out and let my music track fluctuate in and out and showing all the frequencies in and out. And that's how I volume automate my nice beautiful mastery of music production. So what I do is I'm giving you knowledge on everything about life. I mean, be curious about everything and never just about your job in life. I mean, be curious about musicians and everything about life. I mean, be curious about how to do saxophone. I mean, be curious about something that you've never been curious about, is what I'm saying. Because that way you're going to learn the word I. Now, as I'm learning and growing, I fluctuate all my music tracks. So something's coming in and something's coming out. I mean, you understand? Because there's so much more potential in that. I mean, you understand? Because if it's just going for 20 minutes, I mean, it's boring, isn't it? But if it's going boom, 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 I mean, that's it. I mean, what's going on over here? I mean, there's something changing. I mean, there's something changing in the melody. I understand. So one melody is going to come, but then it's going to go away and fade away somewhere. But another one will come in, and that one will fade away, and then something else is coming in. I mean, there's something coming in always, and something's coming out, and something's coming in. I mean, that's how you make music in electronic music. But it's also how you make music overall. I mean, for example, with an orchestra that's, let's say, classical, I mean, the violins will play dun, 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 and then it's going to play a bit more with some pianos and all that, but then the violins will go away and they'll stop playing because the piano is going to have a solo. I mean, that's what I mean. I mean, fade off some instruments put it in. But how can a solo of a piano have a violin in it? I mean, if you want to play a piano solo, I mean, get rid of the violins. Branching out, one tone makes music. I mean, all you need is one sound. But if you want 10 sounds, I mean, you can put 10 sounds at once. I mean, you can do it. But if it's too much going on, I mean, what are you freaking listening to in the first place? I promise you. Now, either way, you must understand that what's important is the rhythm of the track is always something that you can listen to. So if you have 50 billion sounds in rhythm and it's flying everywhere, I mean, you'll always hear the rhythm. Or it's the rhythm you always hear, but that's the melody. I mean, that's how the melody goes. You understand? I mean, even though it's all flying everywhere, but it's in rhythm, isn't it? A brush when it's in rhythm, brush that's a melody, but even though it's flying everywhere. Brush although, if you want to hear a bit more melodies in your music, rather than this freaking rave party going on, man, it's with you. I mean, it's freaking flying this way and this way and this way. I mean, then automate your music and fluctuate that sound to go away so we can hear some other sounds. Because when 10 billion sounds are playing at the same time, I mean, what are you going to hear in the track? I mean, you're going to hear the rhythm, bro. You're going to hear the rhythm, but what else are you going to play? I mean, what else are you going to give attention to? I mean, it's all playing at the same time, man. I mean, you have to organize to understand what you want people to hear in your music. I mean, you have to automate this one so you can hear this one. I mean, you have to automate. I mean, in a sense, you have to take away sounds to put emphasis on something else in the music. And that way, you can have a great track. I mean, in a sense, so make sure you understand that if you make 3-minute music, I mean, go and place the best music channels of the 1 hour music that you did make and put it into 3 minutes. And you never have to automate it if you never want to. But if it makes sense to never automate it, I mean, please never automate it. Because what's important is the melody alone. And it's making sure that we can hear it and that it's progressing without automation clips. I mean, if you put automation clips in there, I promise you can. But what's amazing is when the track can play, and it's energy, and there's no automation clips going on, but the melody is just changing throughout the nice, beautiful melody of the music track. And that's all we ever need, because that way you're going to understand fast-paced music, and it's going to be much more like a rave and energy than like a chill mix, because the automation clips is what makes your music like a chill mix. Understand? So I may go, I mean, it may go away, but then something else comes in. That's like a chill mix. But when you have something playing all the way, boom, ba, dum, ba, dum, ba, dum, ba, dum, ba, and then suddenly it just changes. Just suddenly it just changes, but keeps the rhythm going. But there's nothing fading away, and there's nothing coming in. But it's just changing throughout the sequence. For sure, that's energy. Understand? But when it's just fading away, it's just like a chill mix. I mean, this one's coming in, or else this one's going out. I mean, it's like a rave party, but it's a chill mix. But when you have rave party going on, and you have a melody that's orchestrated in your life, where you are orchestrating a melody, and it's going boom, ba, boom, ba, boom, ba, boom, boom, the whole way through, I mean, and there's nothing coming in, and there's nothing coming out, I mean, that's what you want out of a music track. But when it's going boom, ba, boom, ba, boom, ba, boom, I mean, where did it go? I mean, something just did fade out, but there's something coming in, and it's I mean, now, other sounds coming in. So I understand it's going to be like a chill mix. I understand? So either way, it's just like a rave party, but it's a different one. I understand? So longer music has to have fluctuation. I mean, it needs fluctuation. I mean, you can never go boom, 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 boom for 1 hour, man. I mean, where's the party, man? I understand it's in the boomba, 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 but do you just hear boomba, boomba, boomba for 50 billion years? I mean, let's hear some silence in the music a bit, man. I mean, put some silence in the music. I mean, put some vocals in the music, man. I mean, put just a solo of a piano or something like that in it. I mean, put a violin or something in the next part. I mean, put a guitar solo in the next part. I mean, let's rise the automation to have that boomba, boomba, boomba in just 3 spots of the 1 hour track instead of the whole freaking track. I mean, let's understand either way that we're going to make a chill mix for the first 15 minutes, but then it's going to go boomba, boomba for the next 5 minutes, and then it's going to go woo, slowly into the vocals. And from the vocals, it's going to go into a piano solo. And then we're going to rise it up again, and then it's going to go boom, 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 boom. I mean, understand? I mean, that's much better, isn't it? I mean, some people make 1 hour music of hardcore music. I mean, for hours and hours, man. I mean, there's no stopping in that music, man. I mean, it's just like, I mean, for 1 hour, man. I mean, just for 1 hour, man. I mean, that's too much, bro. I mean, it's too much. I mean, where's the rest in that music? We need some resting. I mean, 1 hour of music, I mean, people want to stand around and dance. I understand that. But if you're making a chill music track as well, but then you go boomba, boomba, boomba in some parts of the track, but still dance to it. I understand, but they're going to stand around and let's just make a journey of the music. And never just boomba, boomba. I understand? I'm going to change it up, is what I'm saying. So, in my 3-minute tracks, I can do boomba, boomba for 3 minutes. I mean, anybody can listen to that for 3 minutes. I understand, but if you're making 3-minute tracks like that, and you have a set of 1 hour, that's just going boomba, boomba, actually now you have to understand either way that it's different. I mean, what's different about this? I mean, now we have an energy track that's 1 set long with 3 minutes of each track that you've made in your life. Or else you've made all these tracks, but it's just boomba, boomba. I mean, or else what do you have to do here? Or else you need to understand either way, you have to make it more chill anyway. I mean, do you really? I mean, yes. Because if you just go playing boomba, boomba the whole way through in your music, even if it sounds great, now, where is the rest in the music? I mean, do you understand? So what do? I mean, go and make your tracks fluctuate, even in your 3-minute tracks. Because that way, you're going to understand something. I mean, you're going to understand how to really understand much better about life. In a sense, so make sure you understand that you create different modules of different tracks that you have. So if you have a music track, I mean, create 10 versions of that. I mean, create 10 versions and you're going to understand how to make music better. And that's the whole deal.